Welcome to the Wednesday night meditation and Sutra study. We'll begin with our 30-minute Supreme Bodhi meditation. Meditation portion. I'll take a few minutes and get up and stretch, and then come back, and we'll begin the continuation of reading the Shravangama Sutra. Okay. Continuing on Sutra study of the Shravangama Sutra, we're on page 200. So we'll get started where we left off. World Honored One, because of my perfect understanding, which led to my attainment of the supreme path, I acquired 4 inconceivable absolute virtues.
When I first realized the hearing mind, which was most profound, the essence of mind, disengaged itself from hearing and could no longer be divided by seeing, hearing, feeling, and knowing, and so became one pure and clean, all-pervading precious bodhi. This is why I can take on different wonderful forms and master a countless number of esoteric mantras. I can appear with 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and up to 108, 1,000, 10,000, and 84,000 sovereign faces, with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 24, and up to 108, 1,000, 10,000, and 84,000 arms, making various gestures, and with 2, 3, 4, 9, up to 108, 1,000, 10,000, and 84,000 clean and precious and pure precious eyes, either merciful or wrathful, and in a state either of still imperturbability or of absolute wisdom, to save and protect living beings so that they can enjoy great freedom.
Because of my meditation by means of the hearing, which resulted in my disengagement from the 6 sense data, like a sound going through a wall without hindrance, I can, with each appearance and with the aid of each mantra, bestow fearlessness upon beings in countries as countless as the dust in the 10 directions, in which I am regarded as the giver of dauntlessness.
Because of the perfection which I won by sublimating the appropriate organ, living beings in countries which I visit offer their bodies and treasures to implore my compassion.
As I have realized the Buddha mind and attained ultimate, I can make offerings to the Tathagatas in 10 directions and satisfy living beings in the 6 worlds with wide, samadhi, long life, and even parinirvana.
As the Buddha now asks about the best means of perfection, my method, which consists in regulating the organ of hearing so as to quiet the mind for its entry into the stream of meditation, leading to the state of samadhi and attainment of enlightenment, is the best.
World Honored One, that Buddha praised my excellent method of perfection and gave me, in the presence of the assembly, the name of Avalokiteshvara. Because of my all-embracing hearing, my name is known everywhere.
Thereupon the Buddha, from his lion seat, sent out from the 5 members of his body rays of light which reached and shone on the heads of the Tathagatas and Bodhisattvas, countless as dust in the 10 directions. In return, countless Tathagatas sent back rays of light which shone on the heads of the Buddha, great Bodhisattvas, and Arhats in the assembly, causing the grooves and streams to intone the Dharma and uncountable rays of light to interlace in precious nets, a spectacle never seen before. As a result, all realized the diamond samadhi. At the same time, showers of green, yellow, red, and white lotus blossoms turned the whole of space into a 7-colored expanse and caused mountains, rivers, and the great earth to disappear, and all the countless other realms to merge into one universe filled with songs and recitations.
Thereupon the Tathagata said to Manjushri, son of the Dharma king, these 25 bodhisattvas and arhats, who no longer need to study and learn, have related the expedient methods used by them at the start of their practice for their realization of bodhi. In reality, each of these methods does not differ from and is neither superior nor inferior to the others. Tell me which one of them is suitable to Nanda, so that he can awaken to it, and which one is easy of achievement for the benefit of living beings who, after my nirvana, wish to practice with the bodhisattva vehicle in their search for supreme bodhi.
As commanded, Manjushri rose from his seat, prostrated himself with his head at the feet of the Buddha, and reverently chanted the following gatha.
Perfect and clear by nature is the Bodhi ocean. Pure and faultless Bodhi is in essence wonderful. Its fundamental brightness shone, so by chance creating an object which then obscured its radiant nature. Thus, in delusion, there appeared one-sided emptiness, in which an imaginary world arbitrarily was built. Steadying itself, the thinking process made the continents, while the knower became a living being. The voidness so created within Bodhi is but a bubble in the ocean. Worldly realms, countless as the dust, arose in this emptiness. When the bubble bursts, the void's unreality is exposed. How much more so is that of the three realms? Though all return to one nature at the source, there are many expedient methods for this purpose. Though holy nature pervades all, direct or inverse methods are expedients. Hence, newly initiated minds of different aptitudes are quick or slow to enter samadhi. Form, which is from thought, crystallizes, is too difficult to look through. How can perfection be achieved through this impenetrable form? Sound, voice, word, and speech are each confined to specific definition, which by itself is not all-embracing. How can they help perfection to achieve? Smell perceived when in contact with the nose, without that contact is non-existent. How can that which is not always present be a means to achieve perfection? Taste exists not of itself, but is perceived when flavor is present. Since sense of taste is ever varied, how can it to perfection lead? Touch exists when there is an object touched. Without an object, touch is not. Since contact and its absence are not constant, how can touch help to achieve perfection? Dharma is inner defilement called. Reliance thereon implies an object. Since subject and object are not all-embracing, how can Dharma lead one to perfection? The organ of sight, although perceiving clearly, sees things in front but cannot see behind. How can partial sight of the four quarters help one to achieve perfection? The inward and outward breath have no link uniting them. How can they, thus unconnected, be used to achieve perfection? The tongue is useless, touching nothing. When flavor is present, there is taste, which vanishes when flavor is absent. How can this help to achieve perfection? Body must be conditioned to the object touched. Both cannot be used for all-embracing meditation. which is beyond both subject and object with their limits.
Question.
Yeah.
So both cannot be the body and the mind, right?
So the question was, both cannot be used for all-embracing meditation. So body must be conditioned to the object touched. Both cannot be used for all-embracing meditation.
Oh, interesting. That's very good.
Hmm.
Or you know, if you consider that many people are focused on the body during meditation,
Mm-hmm.
he's distinctly saying there that you cannot do both at the same time.
Okay, so just to repeat for the WebEx, Keiko's here in person, and she was saying that this line, body must be conditioned to the object touched, both cannot be used for all-embracing meditation, points to the fact that you can't do all-embracing meditation on body when you're focusing on body and you're focusing on a sense object at once, right? Did I say that right? Okay.
Yeah, because it's purely mind. The effort has to be mind. You can measure the results by the body, but you cannot make the meditation depend upon the body.
So she added to that, I don't think it can be heard very clearly. So
Okay.
to add to that, you can't rely on the body. Is that what you said? Sorry.
Yeah, you can't use the body to determine your meditation
You can't use the body to determine your meditation success, but you can use the results
of the meditation of the mind to determine
of the meditation of the mind to determine
the body.
the body. So that looks like maybe I'm upset and stressed, and I sit and I meditate, and I notice that the stress of the body has dissipated because I sat and meditated. Is that what you're referring to? Okay, yeah. But the meditation is not focused body centered. So it's mind centered.
Yeah, you can keep attention on the body while the mind is quiet. So the body is not an indicator of the success of the meditation.
Okay, yeah, the body is not an indicator of the success of the meditation.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's pretty profound that he would state that in the Sutra.
This is Manjushri.
Oh, okay, but it's in the Sutra.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Manjushri explains to people that the future Buddha, correct?
No, Manjushri is a bodhisattva.
Oh, Maitreya.
Maitreya is the future Buddha. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool. All right. Body must be conditioned to the object touched. Both cannot be used for all-embracing meditation, which is beyond both subject and object with their limits. How can this serve to achieve perfection? The tumult of thinking with the mind disturbs the serenity of right perception. Since stirring thoughts are most hard to eradicate, how can intellect serve to achieve perfection? Union of consciousness with eye and sight has three components that are not settled. How can that which is devoid of substance be used as a means to win perfection? The hearing mind, which reaches into space, needs a great cause for its development, but untrained men cannot realize it. How can this help to achieve perfection? Meditation on the nose is only an expedient means to control the mind by fixing it for the moment. But wrong dwelling can create an illusory abode. How can this be used to achieve perfection? This is reminding me of the breath meditation.
Yeah, illusory abode. Thank you. Because it's of the body.
because it's of the body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's illusory because it's not permanent. And if you want to expound on that right now, what is permanent is already there. So, we're talking about looking for what is supreme Bodhi. We're looking for that which is permanent. So it must be Bodhi. And you have to realize that Bodhi is already there. All we're doing is becoming aware of it and then using it to, or commanding it to our will. Versus if you use the body, that is created as a result of the mind, cannot be Bodhi.
Yeah.
Because it changes.
It's external.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my input. Thanks.
Cool. This might be, I highlighted it because I know we were working on that website bit. So
Oh yeah,
it might be good.
that's great. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Preaching the Dharma plays upon voice and words, but awakening occurs during practice long ago. Words and speeches never going beyond the worldly stream. How can this be a means to achieve perfection? Observance of rules of discipline controls the body, but never that which is beyond it. Since control of the body is not all-embracing, how can this serve to achieve perfection? Transcendental powers come from a former cause. How can they derive from discriminating consciousness? Since thinking from externals cannot stray, how can it serve to achieve perfection? If the element of earth be used for contemplation, it is solid, it cannot be penetrated. Belonging to the worldly, it lacks spirituality. How can it be used to achieve perfection? If meditation be on the element of water, the thoughts that then arise have no reality. Beyond feeling and seeing is absolute. How then can water help achieve perfection? If for meditation the element of fire be used, dislike of desire is not complete renunciation. 'Tis no expedient for newly initiated minds. How then can fire become a means to achieve perfection? If meditation is on the element of wind, motion and stillness are a false duality, from which supreme Bodhi cannot develop. How can wind serve to achieve perfection? If the element of space be used for meditation, its dimness and dullness cannot be enlightenment. Since whatever's is unenlightened differs much from Bodhi, how can the element of space help to achieve perfection? If on the element of consciousness you meditate, it changes and is not permanent. The mind fixed on it being false. How can that element then help you achieve perfection?
Yeah.
Phenomena are all impermanent. Thinking originally comes and goes. Since cause will ever differ from effect, how can the element of perception achieve perfection? I now submit to the world-honored one that all Buddhas in this world appear to teach the utmost appropriate method, which consists in using pervasive sound. The state of samadhi can be realized by means of hearing. Thus was Avalokiteshvara freed from suffering. Hail to the regarder of sound, who during aeons countless as Ganges sands entered as many Buddha lands to win the power and comfort of his independence
So I have a
and
question.
bestow, yeah,
So we could make like the I don't mean to make it like the Stations of the Cross, but you could make each one of these. You can make like Manjushri is sound. Is that what you're saying here?
Avalokiteshvara.
Avalokiteshvara.
Mm-hmm.
So you can make it so that you could teach a class on sound and have it, dominated by Avalokiteshvara.
Yeah, Bodhisattva classes.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you do
Good
that
idea.
based on the the character in the text that
Yeah.
profounds, no, what's the word?
Shares his experience.
Yeah, or the based on the experience of that particular sense gate.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you can learn about that yeah, bodhisattva based on their.
Because all these main figures have typically that one thing that they used, or they have a very, they have a theme about them. So you could.
Yeah. So what a great way to blend the meditation practice of the mind with that object, that sound gate, with the bodhisattva that felt that it was its primary experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great idea. Good idea.
Kind of like pairing the teaching of the gospel to the saints.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Hail to the regarder of sound, who, during aeons countless as Ganges sands, entered as many Buddha lands to win the power and comfort of his independence, and bestow fearlessness upon all living beings. O you who have achieved the sound profound, the seer of sound, the sound of sound, the purifier, who, unfailing as the sound of ocean tides, saves all beings in the world, saves all beings. I think it's the formatting here, sorry. Saves all beings in the world, make them secure, ensure their liberation and attainment of eternity. Reverently I declare to the Tathagata what Avalokiteshvara said, when one dwells in quietude, rolls of drums from 10 directions simultaneously are heard. So hearing is complete and perfect. The eyes cannot pierce a screen, but neither can mouth nor nose. Body only feels when it is touched. Mind's thoughts are confused and unconnected. Voice, whether near or far, at all times can be heard. The 5 other organs are not perfect, but hearing really is pervasive. The presence or absence of sound and voice is registered by ear as is or is not. Absence of sound means nothing heard, not hearing devoid of nature. Absence of sound is not the end of hearing, and sound when present is not its beginning. The faculty of hearing beyond creation and annihilation truly is permanent. Even when isolated thoughts in a dream arise, though the thinking process stops, hearing does not end. For the faculty of hearing is beyond all thought, beyond both mind and body. In this Saha world, teaching is by voice. Living beings who cognize not hearing's nature follow sound to continue transmigrating. Though Ananda memorized all that he had heard, he could not avoid perverted thoughts. This is to fall into samsara by clinging to sound, whilst reality is one against the worldly stream. Listen, Ananda, listen closely. In the name of Buddha, I proclaim the Vajra King of enlightenment, the inconceivable understanding that illusions are unreal, the true samadhi that begets all Buddhas. You may hear of esoteric methods from Buddhas countless as dust, but if you cannot eradicate desire to hear, much causes errors. To hear your very self, why not turn backward, but that faculty employed to hear the Buddha's words? Hearing is not of itself, but owes its name to sound. Freed from sound by turning hearing backwards, What do you call that which is disengaged? When one sense organ has to its source returned, all six senses thereby are liberated. Seeing and hearing are like optical illusions. Just as all three worlds resemble flowers in the sky, with hearing disengaged, the illusory organ vanishes. With objects eradicated, perfectly pure is Bodhi. In utter purity, the bright light pervades all. With its shining stillness enfolding the great void, all worldly things, when closely looked at, are but illusions seen in dreams. Dreamlike was the Matangi maiden. How could she keep your body with her? Like a clever showman, presenting a puppet play, though movements are many, there is but one controller. When that control is stopped, figures show no nature. Likewise are the six organs, derived from one alaya, which divides into six unions. If one of these returns to source, all six functions are ended. With all infection ended, Bodhi is then realized. Any defiling remnant requires further study, whereas full enlightenment is the Tathagata. Ananda, and you all who listen here should inwardly turn your faculty of hearing to hear your own nature, which alone achieves supreme Bodhi. That is how enlightenment is won. Buddhas, as many as the Ganges sands, enter this one gateway to nirvana. All past Tathagatas have achieved this method. All bodhisattvas now enter this perfection. All who practice in the future on this dharma should rely. Avalokiteshvara did not practice it alone, because through it I also pass. The enlightened and world-honored one has asked about the best expedients for those in the dharma-ending age who wish from samsara to escape in their search for nirvana's heart. It is best to contemplate on worldly sound. All other methods are expedients used by Buddha in particular cases to keep disciples from occasional trouble. They are not good for indiscriminate practice by men of different types. I salute the Tathagata store, which is beyond the worldly stream. Blessed be coming generations, so that they have faith in this easy expedience. 'Tis good for teaching Ananda and those of the Dharma ending age, who should use the hearing organ, which surpasses all others, and with true mind accords.
Do I end it here? Perfect.
Yeah, I think I want to read this last paragraph here, and then we can end it.
Ananda and the assembly, their bodies and minds to be in tune with the profound teaching. To them, the Buddha's Bodhi and parinirvana were like the way home which a traveler should know well before returning from a long journey abroad. Others present, such as the 8 classes of non-human beings, students of Hinayana and the Bodhisattvas, who had just developed the Bodhi mind and whose number was countless as the sand in 10 Ganges rivers, awakened to their fundamental minds, avoided defilement, and won the pure Dharma eye. After hearing the Gatha, Bhikshuni, self-nature realized arhatship, and an uncountable number of living beings developed the unsurpassed Samyak Sambodhi mind.
Nice. All right. Well, that will conclude our reading today. Does anyone have any questions or would like to further discuss what we read today? All right. Well, then thank you for attending, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. No, puppy.